mini Mars bar. Ooh, it's got a bit white. Look at that. What's going on with that? Is that on the milk dried out? Oh, I don't care. Oh. Tasty. So, I'll just put it in my mouthful. Now, what I've done with all the sweets and shit, you know, because it's Christmas time and all that. Do recommend these, by the way. Thought I'd try them as a new thing. They are a new thing because it says there clearly new, or from what I can see on the screen, win. I give it a thumbs up. Quite like them. I like dairy milk buttons anyway. You know, the big buttons you get in the packet. Lovely jubbly. Those definitely recommend getting. And it's near the end of the day, and Christmas Day that is. For you guys that don't know, you should do because it's, you know, Christmas Day, unless it's Australia, which I think have already had their Christmas, or they're going to have their Christmas. I'm not sure which way around it is, or an hour ahead, a couple of hours, 12 hours ahead or 12 hours behind. I don't know, it's all too technical for my brain. I don't like shit. Anyway, today, what we're going to be looking at, since near enough a new year done, or I might leave it till the new year of 2020, excellent, is a yearly clean out of my web server and file server and domain controller, whatever you want to call it. My honourable Dell R710 that I use to host my website, and amongst other stuff that will be in the near future, some encryption software and all that stuff, but I won't bore you with that rubbish. So yeah, let's jump in and have a look and cleaning my server. And I smoke in this room, and my server's on 24/7, as most servers genuinely are. So I'm gonna expect it to be quite filthy. So let's jump in and have a look and save mucking about. I'm gonna eat some more of these beauties. I'm not getting paid for this, by the way. This is not a paid thing. I don't get no money for it, but you know, it's Christmas. This one should work. I did a previous video just now, but the mic wasn't working on the phone. Because today, if you guys know, you do get an adapter, like so, which you can use for certain devices. And I thought you had to use it with your mobile, but I found you can use this with your PC or laptop, whichever. But this one, it seems to be, you don't need it for the phone. So let's carry on with the video. So welcome guys, this is my lovely Smoky Joe Safine. I don't want to call it Joe because every man has his toys and has a female name. So this is Smoky Joe Safine, not Smoky Joe. So, how we always start, this is Dell R710 server. I would show you around the front, but I really can't bother to move the camera. So, it is what it is. Lift up the catch and pull it over. Now for now, we're just going to put it to the side. Oh, look at that. Oh, you can't see that, it's on camera. Some nicotine-induced stains at the top here. Lovely. Where the top of the fans are. Brilliant. Just a quick tour of this server. This is the R710, as I say, series. It hasn't got the DVD drive option installed, because I thought, what's the point of having the DVD drive nowadays? You can just boot from an ISO or over the network Windows installations and stuff, which is what I do. And this poor girl is getting just a little bit grubby. So yeah, just a quick overview. So this is the front panel board. This obviously shows and connects the VGA control at the front and the little LCD display that you have on this model. Also connects to, where does that go? That goes under there, I'll show you that in a moment. But yeah, no DVD drive option. There are some other options you can have here for other stuff. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure what that is. What does that say? Internal SD card module. Okay. Oh yes, I've got an SD card module listed there as a little connector. It does have internal USB, so you could technically boot from a USB drive, or for installations, I suppose. And I say this is very grubby at the moment, and I thought I would do this as a video. I may install the graphics card as well, a graphics card, and I'll show the one I'm talking about in just a second. So let's have an overview of the fans. This is a whole complete module, although anything with Dell servers, I'm not sure if you guys may or may not know, anything that's orange coloured or orange labelled means they are hot swappable, which basically means you can take these out while the server is in service or is in use. Sorry, someone fucking about outside. It sounds like a car just got into a curb. Oh well. These are Nidec Ultra Flow, not Fanny Flow, Ultra Flow, and these need a bit of a clean out as well. There's some nicotino dust. Don't think you can see that on the camera. I'm sure you can, but we'll go through cleaning that in just a second. So as I say, yeah, these are hot swappable. Anything labelled orange. So let's move that unit out of the way. And these fans are quite loud, but not as loud as some of the other Dell revisions of server. This contains the CPU and the memory modules. So we'll take this out. This lifts out. Again, it's not really orange, but you can remove that. It's just a wind guard, I suppose you could call it. Not Wingardium, shut it. I did want to take the Dell TOE, which is TCP offload engine, out because I got it out my 2970 or 2950 server. Thought I could use it in this one, but apparently it comes up with an error message upon boot, so we don't need that, so I'll chuck that. As you can see, two hefty heat sinks for the two Xeon X5350 processors. They're 6 core 12 core hyper threaded, so 6 core hyper threaded, 6 core actual, so that's 12 threads altogether. 2 chips, so that's 24 cores altogether, so 12 hyper threading and 12 actual cores, which is pretty cool. These are the memory modules for each side, so this is for that one channel and this is for the other channel. I have a total of 64 gigabytes of RAM installed on this particular machine. I do run a couple of VM machines on the guest operating system installation. Obviously you've got your VRMs and all that stuff, power delivery for the CPUs. You can run this in single channel, so you could have just the one processor and the one channel or one bank of memory, or you can have two, so you can run it individually if you so wanted to. So there's quite a few options in sort of, you know, building your own servers these days. This is the backup battery, obviously for the CMOS and whatnot, and your BIOS settings and all that stuff. The hard drives are literally underneath here. This is the 5.5 or 5.25 drive version, not the small drive version, because I have loads of 5.25 drives hanging about, so I thought that'd probably be the best option. You can buy different back planes, so you can again choose that as well. So you can pull this out and actually have the 3.25 or, you know, the laptop hard drive size hard drive caddies in those as well, if you so wished. Moving on, these are the power supply section here. You've got 2 redundant power supplies, which means if one was to fail, you have one as a backup, which is awesome. And obviously each one will be plugged into a different power socket. So if one was to fail, then you have the other one as a backup. So in a real world, that's how you do it. But I run off the same power surge protected sort of socket, so that doesn't really matter. You can run again with one PSU, depending on how much memory you've got and how many CPUs and what power the CPUs draw. That also depends. At the top here, out of view, is the back plane for connecting all the hard drives, and this is a H300, I think it is, Dell H300 RAID controller. It's got some onboard memory and all that stuff. I may take that out to show you, or I may not, I don't know. It has the inbuilt function, so you can remotely access the server. So it's the Dell, what is it, the DRAC? Yeah, Dell Remote Access Card. I remembered it well. So it's pretty cool. And also these just chassis holders, so you can actually put other cards in if you did wish to. And the side profile, and they are sort of X8 slots or X4 slots PCI Express. The whole motherboard's easy to take out if you do need to take it out and do stuff with, which is pretty good. You've got some blue tabs, which I can't show you, it's stuck behind here. But yeah, again, anything orange or blue. Blue means you can remove them, but not while the system is in operation. So you can remove those once the power is off to the system. And it's just, again, PCI Express. Does it say it on there? I wonder. Yes, generation 2 times 8. So they're times 8 PCI Express 2 slot capabilities. You can buy other, obviously, planes for these, for depending on what card you want to upgrade to, if you wanted to in the future. Some other bits are a bit difficult to take out, so I won't go that far. So let's have a look at cleaning this beast. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. The power of YouTube and television. And we are back. So I thought to suggest which things are best to clean on your own server and or computer. I suppose it is a computer. Fans are probably the most thing to worry about, only because it can limit the lifespan of the fan if they do get dirty. And again, especially if you smoke in the room like I do. Yes, I'm a smoker. Hello, Mum. So let's have a look at that then, I suppose, as a starting piece. So we'll get those round this way, so you can see it just a little bit better. It shows you which way the airflow goes. That's good. You can only put it in one way. There are some metal standoffs in here, so you can't inadvertently put it the wrong way around. That is a rubber seal. That's pretty good. Goes to the back top of the chassis, whatever you want to call it. So let's grab one of these out and let's have a look how, or best way, if I can get the thing out, best way to actually clean these. Let me not get that one out. Let me get the next one out. Oh, I can see why. They can pop up from the bottom, but for some reason this one does not want to come out. Why do you not want it to come out? There we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these out individually. Doesn't matter which ones they go in, because they are all compatible with themselves. So I haven't got to worry about what fan goes where. But they are labelled if you did want to label them. I'm not sure why you'd want to do that, but you could. So this is the frame that holds the fans, and it does look a bit grubby in there, so we'll put that over here for un momento. And with the fans, you can see, I don't think you see the dust on that, but you can see it around the plastic frame. It is a bit sad, but hey ho, that's what happens when you smoke. I mean, generally these servers are in air-conditioned rooms, and they are designed to last a very long time, which is why it's worth having a look on eBay and such places to actually get yourself an older revision of server, because at the end of the day, they are built like brick dunnies, as Australians would say. I'd call it brick shithouse, but you know. Right, let me just clean that. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, just blowing it's not going to help, obviously, in this situation. So you may need the aid of maybe a bit of tissue paper, or kitchen roll, as we call it here in the UK. None of this bubble paper rubbish. It's not paper, it's plastic. What's wrong with you people? So let's have a look at clearing these out. It also can be worth, if you can get into just the underside of where that, just the underside in between there, you can put some WD-40 if you wanted to. These fans, coincidentally, are 12 volt DC, obviously, and a maximum of 1.60 amps. Wow. So that's what? So that's 12, that's about 14 watts of fan. That's crazy. 87 to 87.3 CFM, which is centrifugal something. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. Quote me down below if I got that completely and totally wrong, which I probably did. Maximum ampage is 1.76 amps. Now, for a single fan like that, I think these are dual in design. They are quite wide. I think there's just one rotation. Yeah, it's quite a thick fan. But that is absolutely crazy for the amount of power just that a fan can take. And don't forget, you've got 2, 4, 5 of these in your system. So you can imagine how loud this system could potentially get. In the summer they do ramp up a little bit, but it's not too noisy. So that's not too bad. But if you've got like the 2950, which I've got, it sounds like a jet engine anyway. And when it does get warmer, it sounds like 2 jet engines. So, you know, this one was definitely a decent purchase because it is a hell of a lot quieter. So I'm going to grab some bits in a moment just to clean these. Might be a good idea. Maybe some, as I say, kitchen roll or something like that. Now, the front of the server itself, I'll show you the hard drives. Just press the button and then click to release. And these are a bit grubby, these hard drives, but not too sad. Well, yeah, it is a little bit shitty. What I do also use, I don't think you see there in the grill, there's a lot of gubbins in there. What I generally use for those is an old, even like a small paintbrush or something like that is generally worth going over with, which I might actually do with the fans as well. So let me go and grab that, and we'll come back to that. And what I'll do, I'll show you the other cards that are in this machine. So the H700, that was a correction on the last one, and the DRAC, I think it's the 7 Enterprise, the Dell Remote Access Controller. And we'll take the power supplies out as well and see how grotty those are. So I'll be back in a moment. Back once again with the Renegade Master. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, we found a brush. I did say a small one. Any brush will do. Soft bristles, you know. I use this to clean pretty much everything. I've taken the front off of one of these fans, and I'll do so with one here just to show you. No, that is the fan. I took that one off, so that's no good, is it? So you've got a black case shroud at the front, which do just clip off. He says the other one came off really easily, and this one's not going to because I'm showing you. There we go. And you can kind of see the crap that's in there and the crap that's in there. It's different, slight greeny sort of colour. So what I do is just use that, get in between the nooks and crannies, and you can see all the crap going onto the bed now. So I've just made my bed dirty. Anyhow, I didn't think this through. But anyhow, get a rough idea, and there's some schmoosh on my bed now, lovely. Do the same with that, literally putting the brush in and sort of giving it a good seeing to. And the dust will literally just pour out everywhere. So if you're asthmatic, like I am, do be careful. Don't want to have an asthma attack while you're just following along with this video, because I'm breathing it in and my lungs are starting to tighten up just a lot of it. But the amount of crap that comes out of these, you would not actually believe. So let's go and do this one again, just for completeness. And as I say, all they do is they literally just clip on. So we'll get to the top part. You'll see which way it'll go on, right there. There you go. Or is it? He says. So there's one complete one. We can have a look how it went on. So the bottom flat part. You watch, I'm going to get this completely and totally wrong. Right, okay. So we'll follow the shape of the other one, which is that. There we go. That just clips in like that. Not too difficult at all. That's good spacing, and that's one kind of clean fan. I mean, don't forget, it's not thorough. It's not completely going overboard. It's just giving it just a general clean. So when you come to use it again, you're not literally going to rag it out and end up killing all your fans because you didn't clean them. Yeah, and so do beware if you are asthmatic, because the amount of crap that comes out of here is actually quite a lot. I was actually quite surprised how bad reason why I'm not showing you is because I'm going to go back in my server and we're going to clean that in a moment. So there's no point in getting the server additionally dirty for no reason. So pop this back on. I kind of see what they look like now, so I don't have to check. And they just clip back in. So that's them two done. And this one's a bit grotty. So yeah, so it's only like a general clean. It's not a major clean, but you can see the amount of shit on my bed. Or maybe you can't, depending on if you can see my bed or not. But a little bit of a clean is better than a no clean. So at the end of the day, all cleaning is worthwhile. I mean, these are a bit sticky, so do be rather careful when detaching them. I'm not going to spend too long on each part, but you generally get the gist. I'm just going to leave this in for editing, and I'll put some other stuff in there if I do decide to. I'm not going to do the WD-40 thing because I'm going to say do a bit of, that is crazy. I don't know if you guys can see that dirt coming out there, but woo, it's bad. Ow. Wrong song, but you know what I mean. Did I do these two over here? I think I did. No, I didn't, because I can see smoosh over here. Anyway, I'm going to do this and follow on if you like. My God, that is ridiculous. I'm just recording, so I've got much time left on my battery, so I'm just going to keep rolling. Rolling. Oh my good God, that is so bad. I'm so going to have an asthma attack tonight. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I do that one? Yes, I did. Looks clean. 5. So that's 5 fans completed in a general clean. And for the chassis, I would suggest using the same thing. Just going through it and just generally just tidying up all the bits of shit that is accumulated from all the smoking that you seem to do, and you don't realise how much the smoke actually does affect your electronic equipment, especially with high powered fans such as this device. I'm not going to go mental. I think I'll call that a day on the fans. So put these back in. You can see how they go in. It's pretty straightforward. You might want to put these blue tabs down. I did learn. To the orange towards the back. The arrows are pointing to the front, showing the airflow. And they just pop in just like that. And remember to pull up the blue tabs when you're done, because to reassemble back onto the chassis, you would need to do that. Let me see where the pins go. So airflow is that way. So there we go. We'll follow that way to the server. Oops. Yeah, so you see that, and then pull those down like so, and hey presto, that part is complete. So now I'm going to completely ruin it by going this end, but let me show you the dust. Watch this. That is disgusting. That is truly disgusting. And so don't worry about the hard drives, they're sealed. I'm not going to ruin your hard drives by keeping them dirty, so I wouldn't worry about that so much. But in general, like I'm doing here, just give it a brush over, so at least you're getting most of the smoosh and crap off. You could do it with a circuit board, but the circuit board's got conformal coating on it, not conformal coating, but a silk screen. So it's not going to create any dead shorts or anything like that, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. Static with your memory, be careful, because obviously, as you guys will probably know, the memory modules do not like static or static shock. So probably not a good idea to create static and then be touching your memory modules like I just did. So if you're following at home, you're doing so at your own risk. I'm not liable for you guys breaking your memory. Anyhow, let me grab a power supply module. And again, show you If I can get the damn thing out. Now these should technically not be too bad. So you can see that end. You can see the side, and I've moved the camera. Yeah, I'm going to leave those because that's okay. I'll leave that. So I'll leave the power supply modules. If you really wanted to, you could, but I'm not going to, just for the purpose of the length of this video. And just clip in. And I say everything's modular. That's why I like these servers, or any servers come to that matter. Let me just show you this card at the back here, if I remember how to take the damn thing out. Bear with. So it pulls back. Sorry you didn't see that because you got my back in the way maybe. And then it should just lift out the way. Okay, you can take this out with, I can never remember how these devices come out. There we go, that just pulls out. Again, it's just an adapter card, as you can see. And then you have your card here, which I never know how to release. You should really follow the documentation if you're following along, just to make sure you don't break your stuff like I'm potentially doing. There we go. So yeah, so you guys can see that. I'm sure it's the H700. You could just plug it into the side of the other side, but I tend to put it in there because that's what it shows to do in the setup guide. So I want to do as it says, just because they've got to figure out how to put the damn thing back in again. It does look easier when you've got the manual. It probably is easier with a manual. So let me just drag this away so you can see a bit closer as to what I'm actually doing. Okay, let's put it in that way first, and then that way. There we go. So it follows the guides. What you want to do is push it all the way back and put the back plane in. Again, it's got the metal standoffs there. I don't know if you can see that, just about. Then you plug it in, Yeah, that doesn't feel right. That's because it's not in the slide guide. Yep, that pops in. Then your card pops in like that, and it's held down by two plastic or clippers. Lovely jubbly. So yeah, there you go. Let's get a bit of a better view, shall we? In all its glory. It does weigh half a ton, by the way. It's got your hard drives in it and all that. This is the back plane. It shows you all the guides how to take stuff out, so I should have really looked at that first, shouldn't I? Hey ho. So let's put it back together. Everything's pretty much self-explanatory. These just pop in following the metal pins, as I say, the metal guides. It's always good because if you're like me, you're a bit clumsy and end up breaking something. This prevents you from doing so. Just take that out. Follow the guides. Like so. Click. That there, like that. Click. We'll clean around the side there. Just a little bit more. Just give it a little bit of an extra. And also, when you turn the machine on again, obviously it's going to have a bit of fan, you know, a bit of push with the fan. So that's kind of cool. So what I'll do now is actually put the lid back on, if I can get a good view. Let's go like that. There you go. And we'll conclude this video because it's been going on for way too long. You could go further and clean more, but at least it gives you a bit of an idea if you wanted to clean your own server. So, job done. Thank you very much, guys, for watching, and I will show you the front of my server in all its beauty, because it is a beauty. It's my baby Josephine. So thanks, guys, very much for watching. My battery's going to die, so I'll end it right there, and please click link and subscribe to all my other YouTube videos that I'll post in a card that's related. Spot on.